Great, let's talk atheism. Now, I was an atheist for a number of years. I was a God hater, a God denier. Thankfully, he rescued me from that. So let's talk a little bit about what that involves. Now, am I going to quote a bunch of scripture? Eventually, I always quote a bunch of scripture. But let's talk about why atheism cannot be. First off, it's logically inconsistent. Okay, they're going to say everything is based on truth and reason, and we're going to reason this and use logic. Well, if no God directed this whole process of Stardust band against Stardust evolution, then that means it all started without a beginning, without a starting point. There was no catalyst, but somehow there was a catalyst. It means that everything came from absolutely nothing. Now, nothing being nothing, nothing being, as somebody said, nothing is what the rocks dream about. So you have absolutely nothing, not even space, nothing. And then all of a sudden, boom, you have everything. That defies logic. That's illogical. So God's illogical. Well, you know what? I at least am willing to admit that my belief involves faith. But their belief involves faith. How do I know? Because I was an atheist. And it was a completely faith-based system. I thought it was reason and logic and all that kind of stuff, but it really wasn't, because I had to believe in what I could not see. What I could not see was the origins of the universe. What I could not see was actual evolution taking place and one thing actually in our eyes becoming something else. See, skeletons that we see out there, they're just skeletons. They don't actually tell us stuff. We assume what we want to believe with those skeletons, and that's both sides of the coin. That's atheism and theism. But let's talk about why atheism can't be true. Because in atheism, if atheism was true, you can't know anything. Why? Because cells aren't smart. Cells don't have brains. How can they direct any kind of process? How can they decide to do one thing or another? When you look at a single cell, it is not a quote-unquote simple cell. It is one of the most complex mechanisms in the universe, in the known universe, I should say. Because it's like a city inside this little minuscule area that consists of even smaller particles and smaller particles and smaller particles, and all of and those, from the subatomic level, all that chaos and energy and all that moving, and you zoom out a little bit and suddenly it's stable. Even though you know it's moving, it's stable and it's operational and it's flowing and it's flawless. It is really an amazing piece of machinery, the single cell, and apply that trillions of times all over your body. Cells are brainless. They don't know anything, yet they were able to construct trillions of cities. The DNA is information that came from nothing, that came from nowhere. Are you kidding me? See, the fact, or the proof, I should say, I love what Science and Kate says about this. The proof that God exists is a proof that we can prove anything at all. Or is the fact that we can prove anything at all. The proof that God exists is the fact that we can prove anything at all. See, the fact that I'm wearing shoes right now, I can prove that by using my logic, my senses, my reasoning. But if atheism were true, then I couldn't trust my senses, my reasoning, my logic, because that could all be flawed. See, I wouldn't know if my senses were giving me accurate information or not, because I came about by pure chance. I'm a cosmic accident, and so is everyone else on this planet. We don't know if we're even seeing other people, or if this is all in some imagined world in our head, in our chemical processes. See, so if you're going to hold true to actual atheism, you have to believe that you can't know truth. But you don't live that way. Nobody does. Nobody lives saying, yeah, I don't know if I have shoes or not. I don't know if I can think for myself. No. Now think about this. I love this fact. A lot of atheists call themselves free thinkers. I used to also. It's a free thinker. Well, if atheism is true, then you're nothing but a bag of chemicals. And as a bag of chemicals that can't really think for itself, or you can't know truth, you're just fizzing stuff. I'm fizzing Christianity, you're fizzing atheism. Who can know what's true any more than a bottle of Coke shaken up and you let the cap off of it? Is that bottle of Coke fizzing truth? No, it's just fizzing. So that's what we're doing. We're just fizzing. So you're as an atheist, if atheism was true, you're doing nothing more. Your thoughts are nothing more than what your biology tells your thoughts to be. You don't have a single free thought in that head of yours. But you know that's not true. Why? Because you can change your mind about stuff. If you can change your mind about stuff, it doesn't mean your biology changed. It just means you change your mind. If you can change your mind, then that negates biological predeterminism. Why? Because you are generally stable for the most part. And it's just you change your mind about something. And you actually believe it. You have a free thought. Therefore, your thoughts are not biologically predetermined. Therefore, you were designed. You didn't come about by a cosmic accident. So anyway, I'm going to add a part 2 to this a little bit later, but these are some thoughts that you could chew on. The very proof that God exists is the fact that we can prove anything at all. So go ahead, run with it, watch the video a bunch of times. Until next time, be fearless, go witness.